Excellent speech, my friend. Gift of the silver tongue. This ain't the mark of a good officer, and of a liar.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you my Metal Gear Solid 2 European Extreme video walkthrough. God, you have no idea how much I used to do that when I was younger. So if anybody doesn't know, I was the kid who played Metal Gear Solid 2 and got so fucking into it that I ran around quoting Shalashaska, quoting Sergei, when he does the whole, I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 6, the nuclear research outpost. I was that guy that always did it. I mean, even to this day, me and my friend have this running joke with Ocelot when they ask him if he's going to steal Ray, and there's a really, badly dubbed section where he says no twice, and it's super close to each other, and it just sounds like he goes, no, no! So me and my buddy used to be like, no, 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 and just, I'm taking it back, and just had a lot of fun with it. But you might be noticing that a lot of this is heavily edited, because when you play, the game does not work like this, because there's cutscenes all the time, there's codec conversations, it is constantly being broken up, and when you just have the gameplay and nothing else, you will see how short this game can be. But this first section can be tricky, and I did not find a good way of going through it, so that's why this one's going to be a little messy, because I killed that guy, and I wanted to try and avoid killing him, but if you get him before he gets up, there's only 2 of them in this room. So if you stand behind here, they can't see you, and you can kind of plan your route, and from here I'm just waiting for the elevator to come down. And there is a trick that I've later seen by checking some videos and some various different places. You can get seen to the left of me and then tap and get attention to both of them, and they move this way. And then you can just run and you're free to go onto the elevator. But what I decided to do is I decided to take everybody out. So he sees the body, I accidentally do the throw because X does... It's square on the PlayStation, but it does both the choke and the throw, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass because the choke happens when you're not moving, the throw happens when you are moving, and sometimes these analogs are a little bit finicky, and it happens when you don't need it to, and it's a pain in the ass. But I lure that guy by, letting him see me, run onto the elevator, and the section's done. And a little thing to bear in mind here as well is the nodes that are on the wall there. They will give you a map if you're using a map, and I would definitely say use it. Unless you're going for the big boss rank where you can't have the map on. And if you're going for that, you do not need me to tell you what to do, because you already know what you're doing if you're that crazy to do that shit. But I make the mistake of not getting the node in the warehouse where the helipad is on top of it, and I'm going to say right now, people, before we get into this, you need to get that node, because if you get to the Fat Man fight and you're on a harder difficulty, you will not have a map against Fat Man, and it makes that fight ridiculous, because as of right now, I've just literally done the second encounter with Vamp on my recording run, so I'm pretty much near the end. It's going strong, there's been some challenging sections so far, and the Fat Man fight is definitely one of the most frustrating bosses on the game, purely because if you don't have the radar, he becomes very challenging. And some of my knowledge of this game is pretty good, but when it comes to, what's in the lockers on what difficulties, that's when my knowledge ends, because I do not know what lockers to open. I pretty much open all of them. And the only things you want to bear in mind and keep at all costs on this difficulty or on extreme is that you're stocked up on your M9, because the tranquilizer gun is going to be your best friend, unless you're the type of guy that gets the pistol with the suppressor on it or all that good stuff. But you might be wondering why I didn't look around the first area for the trank. And the reason for that is it's not in there on European Extreme or Extreme, it's in the warehouse, so we have to wait to actually get the gun. And that's a little annoying, but at the same time it does make you a better player, and you don't rely on your gun as much, because I do believe when you have the tranquilizer, you do tend to use it a lot more than you do when you don't, obviously. And the reason I went back into the other room and came back into here is it changes the patterns of these guys, and it enables me to wait for him to turn around, jump over those plates that make a noise, and then kick him. But be careful if you're going for a no-kill run, because I have kicked him off the balcony and he's died before, and I got it on filmed, so you're going to see it later on. It's kind of hilarious. I go through that room 3 times, and for some reason the 3rd time I KO him and he goes sailing. It's pretty funny. But after the Pliskin talk, make sure you use the node, make sure you pick up some of the stuff, and we're currently going to be moving towards Stillman. And Stillman is going to introduce to us a mechanic that enables us to push the game forward, which is the bomb disposal section of the plant. And On European Extreme, you're going to be taking out a lot more bombs than you would on the early difficulty, so depending on how much you've played of the game, you may be seeing some bombs here that you didn't even know existed, and you just need to be aware of that. One thing to note on these interchanging areas as well, on these bridges, if you hear an electronic hum, it's the engine of a cipher, and it means you're going to have to deal with some of those. But don't worry, you can shoot them out of the sky. They are very simple to deal with. It is not a problem whatsoever. But it's pretty much the end of this section. As we move forward, there's going to be a whole bunch of cutscenes and some unskippable ones, so sit tight for those. But the next video is going to be bomb defusal, so if you're excited for that shit, stick with it. And make sure you use the node like I'm about to do. But thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.